Hey, what's going on, guys? Brian with Bizz here. We want to take a second and kind of get behind the baits and behind the designs of these baits and tell you a little bit about them. So this one I'm holding here is our Bizz Bug. We also now have a baby version called the Baby Bizz Bug. But this is our full-size version. And just take a quick second and tell you a little bit about how this design came to be. So many years ago, this is one of the first. It actually is the first custom mold design that was introduced to the Bizz Baits line years ago. We started out like many bait makers do, making baits in the garage, surfing the net on molds that are available, trying to pick and choose and make baits that, catch fish and do a great job, but are technically, made from generic designs that are available to a lot of different bait makers. So when we ventured out and kind of bit the bullet and wanted to custom design our first ever design, back then, and I say back then, I mean only 6, 7, 8 years ago, if you guys remember, creature style baits and a flipping style bait, or known as a beaver style bait, however you would know it as, were super, super popular. And so were cross style baits. And so the Bizz Bug came to be when I was like, why don't we take a beaver style bait and the positives of what makes a good beaver style bait and kind of make a hybrid and blend it and finish it off into a cross style bait. And so that was the Bizz Bug that we know today and have the Baby Bizz Bug. So we take the traditional, kind of signature beaver style ribbing that's great for flipping or real meaty to put on a flipping jig and go pitch. And then just hybrid it down so it has more of a natural craw pattern look and still have that kind of craw shell on the head and the feelers on the side and still big claws with a little bit of a ridge on the end of them to still have a crawfish look, but more of what was popular in a creature style bait and a beaver style bait. So man, the Bizz Bug was our first ever custom design. Everything in the Bizz Baits line now is truly our design, but it's fun to look back and share these stories with you guys on how these designs came to be. And the Bizz Bug we were just talking about was the first one ever. So this one holds a special place in our heart. We hope you enjoyed this one. It's a beaver style craw hybrid that was fun to design. So if you haven't thrown the full size, love to flip it. It's a big jig trailer too. The baby version is awesome, like we talked about earlier, on a Ned rig and a finesse jig. But now you know the story behind how this was our first custom design at Bizz Baits.